Good evening. Here is the world news from BGI TV, Baba Bagede Imo TV. I am Moriri Rebila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the world news. Tinubu will defeat Atiku in Adamawa, says Ex-Sgf Babachir. Protest rocks forward over rumored arrest of killers of worshippers. Court sentences killers of Afenifere leader's daughter to death. Court seizes teenager's house over internet fraud in Ilorin. And to foreign story, World Bank donates $385 million to Africa. And finally, sport. Only Ahmed Musa and Osimhen have scored more goals than Alex Iwobi in the current Super Eagles squad. The news in detail. A former secretary to the government of the Federation, Babachir, has declared that the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Tinubu, would defeat the People's Democratic Party candidate Atiku in Adamawa State. Lawal stated that the Adamawa State chapter of the APC was ready to work to ensure Tinubu wins ahead of Abubakar, who hails from the state. He said these on Thursday evening while speaking on the program on Channels TV, noting that the president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, won against the former vice president in Adamawa at the 2019 presidential election. Lawal also boasted of the party's reach within the state, adding that the APC in the state was ready to expend material and intellectual resources to ensure Tinubu's victory. Youth in Owo, headquarters of Owo local governments of Nigeria, on Thursday evening besieged the palace following report making the rounds that the perpetrators of the attack on St. Francis Catholic Church in the town had been arrested. The youth in their numbers who occupied Olowo's palace demanded that the suspects, who were alleged to have been arrested, the combined team of the Nigerian Army, Amotekun Corps, and other security agencies be brought out for immediate justice instead of the purported plan to move them to Akure, the state's capital. It was gathered that the rumor began when some persons were said to have been arrested in the bush during a military clearance operation. A source said among the 6 of the arrested persons, one was found with a Dane gun, and while they were bringing them to town, people saw them and assumed they were the attackers. Following the development, security operatives were drafted to the palace to prevent breakdown of law and order in Owo and in the palace after the traditional ruler of the town, Oba Badegesi Ogunye, addressed the youth. Speaking on the situation, the special assistant media to the monarch, Mr. Sam Adewale, said there was no arrest and the palace wondered the source of the information leading to the invasion of the palace by the angry youth. 3 persons have been sentenced to death by an Ondo State High Court for killing Mrs. Funke Olakuni, the daughter of the leader of Afenifere, a pan-Yoruba social political organization, Pa Ruben Fashoroti. The convict Mohammed Shehu, Mazaje Lawal, Adamu, who were also accused of killing a hunter in the forest, were found guilty of all the count charges brought against them. The trial judge, Justice Williams Rotimi Olamide, in his verdict sentenced them to death by hanging or firing squad on charges bordering on conspiracy to kill, murder, kidnapping, and armed robbery. On July 12, 2019, the 58-year-old Olakuni was headed to Akure, Ondo State, from Lagos when she was attacked and shot by the armed men on the Benin-Shagamu Expressway. After months of tracking and investigations, the killers were arrested on April 6, 2020, by men of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad of Nigeria Police Force. Meanwhile, the 4th suspect, Awalu Abubakar, who was accused of aiding and abetting, was discharged by the judge. Justice Olamide, who commiserated with the victim's family, urged the government to urgently do something about the growing insecurity situation in the country, which he said had led to many paying the supreme price. Federal High Court sitting in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, has seized a landed property belonging to one 19-year-old electrician, Mr. Jimo Okoyemi, prosecuted for internet fraud by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The document was delivered on Thursday by Justice Mohammed Sani, according to a statement by the nation's anti-graft agency on its official Twitter page. EFCC Friday in a statement titled, Kwara Electrician Loses House to FG as EFCC secures conviction of 6 for cybercrime, stated that the property situated at Tankek area of the state has been lost to the federal government. 5 others prosecuted alongside the teenager on separate charges for similar offenses are Akpata Lawrence Abimbola Olatusi, Ologunsoro Ayodeji Benjamin, Obadun Bisayo Danjumo, and Olajide Moshood and Johnson Samuel Oluwaseun. From that story, we go straight to the foreign story. World Bank on Thursday said it provided $385 million in International Development Association (IDA) financing to Horn of Africa countries to tap groundwater potential and boost climate resilience. The World Bank said in a statement issued on Wednesday night that the Horn of Africa Groundwater for Resilience Project, or AGWAP, a new multi-phase project will boost the region's capacity to adapt to the impact of climate change. Bothlin Gomazi, World Bank Director for Regional Integration for Sub-Saharan Africa, the Middle East, and Northern Africa, said World Bank experience shows that gaining knowledge on aquifers is a long-term project. Building trust around shared groundwater resources and jointly developing groundwater management mechanism among countries involve a long-term trajectory that needs to be approached gradually. And finally, sports news. It's no news again that the Super Eagles yesterday won their match against Sierra Leone 2-1. Former Arsenal Football Club of England midfield maestro and Everton star Alex Iwobi was exceptional yesterday for Jose Peseiro-led Super Eagles team in the first game of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers against Sierra Leone at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. The Nigerian international got his form back and tried under English tactician and former Chelsea manager Frank Lampard, upon taking charge of the aim of affairs at the Merseyside club, was able to maintain the tempo by replicating his top-notch delivery for the 3 times African champions. By replicating the form so far, Alex Iwobi was at the heart of the centre field and as such had a very good day at office with full control and also at the commanding end, all of which were instrumental in the hard-fought 2-1 victory, which helped them to start the African qualifying series with a strong shooting. And fourth thing, Alex Iwobi in the game yesterday scored a vital goal in the comeback victory, which was an equalizer that put the O's back into the game after conceding the lead, which made it 1-1 draw. The four finally taking the lead, which was enough to separate the two sides at the full time. Jonathan Mose gave the visitor the lead before Alex Iwobi's equalizer cancelled out the opening goal to make it 1-1, after which Victor Osimhen wrapped up the win with a beautiful strike to make it 2-1 at full time. Alex Iwobi, with his only goal of the night, is now the latest player to reach double figures, 10 of goals for the Super Eagles, thereby made history to become the third Nigerian midfielder to score 10 goals for the 3 times African champions. That was the news from BGI TV, but before we go, some major headlines. Tinubu will defeat Atiku in Adamawa, says Ex-Sgf Babachir. Protest walks over rumored arrest of killers of worshippers. And finally, sports. Only Ahmed Musa and Osimhen have scored more goals than Alex Iwobi in the current Super Eagles squad. For more updates on YouTube, the handle is Babachir TV. Can you subscribe? Click on the notification bell, select option all. On Facebook, Babachir with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Babachir_22. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and function, kindly dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placement. Thank you for watching. I am Moriri Regular Law. Good evening.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.